Heaven by Jaynee on YouTube. I usually do not look like this. Well, I look like this, but um, I had dyed my hair dark red, and I can't stand it. It is really ugly. So I have a lot of wigs from before, and I pulled out a couple of them. And what I did was put in the dark at the spots where you can see the underneath. And then I took my spray bottle and I sprayed on the purple. Um, I need a special comb for this. Anyway, uh, wigs. Wigs have been around. Well, they've been around since what's her name? Cleopatra's time. They wore wigs, and Elizabeth the First wore a red wig because her hair got really thin, and um, she didn't want to give up her red hair, for which I don't blame her, and so she wore wigs, and so did most of the women of the time. Those huge hairstyles they have. Well, that was mostly wigs because nobody can get their hair like that. It only does just so much, and it's not going to stand up like that. So my hair is peeking out and stuff, but not a big deal. I'll fix it. Um, I just forgot what I was going to say. Okay, I know what I was going to say. Um, I know most of you will think this is crazy, that you don't believe in spirits, that you think when you die, you're done, that's it. But it's not, you know. Now, I'm an artist. We're known to be nutty. Um, I did not always talk to spirits. I don't see spirits. Occasionally, I see a ghost or a spirit, um, but I don't normally. And if I see a spirit, what's happening is someone is here or wherever I happen to be, not for me. They're just there. A couple of times I saw spirits who were coming to me. I saw my great grandmother because I had been thinking about her, and I saw the other one who came to me was my neighbor's aunt. She came because I think she really wanted me to tell next door that she was okay, and that she knew I would see her and not a big deal, not get scared. My knees were probably shaking and stuff because, yeah, I wasn't. I mean, she was really an apparition. High. Um, but yeah, whose grandma is this? Let's see, I am Juliana's grandma, Lily's, Lulu. Her name is really Olivia, and my first granddaughter, Genevieve. I know that wasn't what you meant, but I don't care what you really meant. You meant it to be like nasty. But you love my videos. Thank you so much. I am thrilled that you say that. Okay, great. I was going to tell you about hearing spirits, hearing and knowing what they're saying. What it is, I'm not sure how or why I started hearing them. Um, I don't remember why I was talking to the ceiling. When I used to go to bed, I would talk to the ceiling. I wasn't really talking to the ceiling. I was really talking to, oh, my great grandfather. I don't remember. I think I saw him in a meditation. I saw this giant group of people. It wasn't giant. It was maybe 50, maybe 300 people in a group. So it wasn't gigantic, but it was big. So somebody from the back who I recognized immediately, jumped up and was waving like this. It was my great grandfather. I recognized him. It's really odd how you can recognize somebody you never knew, but I recognized him right away. I knew who he was. After I think it was after that, I started talking to the ceiling, wanting to hear from him, and he eventually sent me an image of a cigar ring wrapped around, like maybe it was bubble gum, or I don't know what it was wrapped around. It might have been a cigar, just a cigar, a special cigar. I don't know, or maybe his finger because it looked pink, but I recognized the cigar ring. Um, he he came from England in not 1851 with his two brothers, and he and one brother had in England. They did this, and they did cigars. They wrapped cigars. The whole family has to do that if they're doing it because it pays so badly. Oh, thank you. Um, it's a terrible field, but the family, the wealthy part of the family, yeah, they were doing great, and they were going back and forth between England or London and the islands, and buying tobacco, bringing it back, and my great grandfather would be rolling cigars, and I'm sure there were lots of people rolling cigars, and that's how they had a business. Um, so eventually, like I said, he sent me that picture, and that was it. After that, I really started talking to him, and he started sending pictures, of whatever his answer was. And later on, he started to come with me when I went places. My father already was riding with me. By that time, I started to know and pick up when they were with me and all this crazy stuff. So, my great grandfather died in 1903. So, he didn't know this stuff. I went into Lowe's one day and he went with me. He thought it was some kind of heaven. He couldn't believe it. I mean, there was nothing like that in his time. He was so excited. I mean, he liked riding. He really likes cars, but this tool store drove him absolutely bonkers. He was so crazy about it. So, okay, I asked at one point. I asked him. Oh, thank you. I asked him how he liked riding in the car. He said he loves it. I asked his wife, my great grandmother, who wants to be called great grandmother, incidentally. He likes to be called great grandpa. So, my great grandmother, what did she say? She says, I like the horses better. She didn't, she did not like the cars. She didn't want to be in the car, and that was it. Um, I hear my family all the time. So anyhow, now when I ride, I know there's a route when I go to our son's house. Um, I'm a Philadelphia person. We moved down to Delaware 18 years ago, but I'm still a Philadelphia person. My son lives not too far in Pennsylvania in a um, suburb. So it's beautiful riding there. I mean, you ride in the country and there are all these trees and it's a beautiful road and it's two lanes and it's lovely. So they ride with me, and when I drive to my acupuncturist, yeah, I have that because I'm old and I fall and I've yeah, got problems. So um, when they when I go there, they ride with me and the road is like this, you know. Oh, they love it, but they they used to tell me, slow down. Slow down. All I heard was from the back of the car, slow down, slow down. Nanny, I'm only going 45. Too fast. Because they were used to horses and buggies, or at the most, the old cars. They didn't go that fast. Well, they did, but not the original ones. Um, and a lot of that family, died. They've been gone for a long, long time. An aside is I met my my actually great aunt today or yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I used to see she died of the Spanish influenza in what 1919. She was young, and I used to see her picture. You know how it is. You visit your grandmother, and you see these photos of people. Like, who are they, Grandma? Who is that? What's her story? Well, my grandmother didn't really tell me her story. She just told me that she had died of the flu, you know. And I understand in Philadelphia what happened was people lined the street. They were warned, don't do that because the flu is here and it will spread. But they weren't paying attention. The boys were coming home from Europe, and our family had boys in the war, and well, anyway, so Aunt Hulda went. That's a kind of German um, way of saying Hilda. I had two people in my family named Hulda. Anyway, so Great Aunt Hulda caught the flu and she passed away. Never knew her, but I kept seeing her picture. So since I can talk to spirits, and now I can talk to them, and they talk like they're regular. We're having a regular conversation. Sometimes it's harder, but most of the time it's pretty easy. So we were talking, and she does want to come back. I asked her if she would wait until I come there and we get to spend some time together because I really would like to get to know her. Um, I like her, you know. I like young people anyway. You all are really fun. Um, so that's my aunt. I've spoken with all kinds of historical figures, singers from now. I have not been doing that because people weren't really interested, so I stopped. I interviewed. Watch me not remember any names. Um, two rap, Tupac. What's the other one? Was one I can't think. Um, I a lot. What was her name? There's Springhouse. She was from England. Um, I'm telling you, my memory stinks, and I would have to read the names. There's no way that I will remember them because I just can't. Yeah, take my word for it at this point. The interviews are on here. They're on. All you do is I don't know what you do because I don't understand the internet at all. So, but I'm pretty sure you do. If you've gotten to me, you probably can get to my previous videos. What is this? It's garbage. Don't worry about it. If you don't like it, just turn it off. And I told you whose grandmom it is, Billy, etc. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm glad you like my stories. I really am. You know what my father does in the car because he taught me to drive, for which I am always grateful. Um, he loved to drive. So he doesn't sit in my lap actually because spirits aren't, I guess they're in a different dimension. So you can't feel them. But he sits here and he's not driving, but he feels like he's driving, you know. Oh no, my cat. I have three cats and one of them is in the kitty litter here. I think I'm going to take this into another room. Okay, we're leaving. We're leaving on a jet plane. It's hard for me to stand up. Oh my God. Bathrooms are not a good place to be. Yeah. Good girl. Good girl. I'm leaving. Very good girl. She's in the kitty litter. I'm leaving. Okay. Now let's see. Is it too dark in here? Yes. Okay. Um, this is where I sleep because I can't sleep I can't sleep with the cat in bed. She throws up. She leans against me, which is nice, but she also sputters, and I'd rather sleep in the chair. Every time I move it, then she moves, and she gets upset when I get up to go to the bathroom. And we'll old people get up and go to the bathroom like 3 times a night. So, um, I wanted to tell you about the spirits and what that's like. Uh, I don't really know if meditation helps to do it. I know that talking to them helps to do it. Um, they can leave, they can send you messages. Oh, that's so great. Um, I'm so pleased with this. I'm so pleased with all of you. Um, spirits can leave anything that's odd, like if in your house or your apartment or your cardboard box, if there are a lot of homeless people. Um, I know I'm being facetious. If anything is odd, you didn't put it there, you didn't move it there, and mom didn't, the dog can't reach it, cats just knock things down. How did it get like that? Well, it's spirits can do that. They can turn lights on and off to answer you. They can obviously move things around. Um, takes a lot of energy. They can get animals to, like birds, to come visit you. Um, when odd things happen, that's them. Usually, it's usually a squirrel won't come and sit there and stare at you. That's very unusual. And birds won't land on your hand or sit on your windowsill for a while. It's not something. So if it's something that's weird like that, or you start seeing change everywhere you go, you see dimes, or as you ride around, it looks to you like every other car license plate starts out with a two or something, um, or you keep seeing anything that's weird. You keep seeing this one odd little car type, or you see, this is the last one, or you see leaves in some particular shape like hearts. It's it's your spirits. We do all have spirits around us. Oh, here she is. Yep. This is Ellie. She is 18, and she's the one that throws up. Ellie, Ellie, sit down, sweetheart. Sit down. Sit down. Hey, sit down. I have three. She was my son's, and he became allergic to her. He started running, and I don't know what happened. He got asthma, and I have no idea. He didn't used to be allergic to her. He wasn't allergic to cats, but he is now. Let me do this. Okay, now it's a little bit easier. Um, so if you talk to them, my mom used to light the this one light, and she started lighting it when she thought I should go to bed. Yeah, so they can, and they're really not any different from the way they were. So if they were obnoxious and toxic, don't contact them. They won't have. I know some psychics will say, "Oh, everybody is so nice in heaven." No, they're not. Don't believe it, because really bad people are still bad. They're not supposed to be in the same place. But I mean, if it's just your cousin or something, um, who wasn't, I don't know, who didn't hurt anybody other than being miserable, she'll probably be there. You know what I mean? Someone like Putin or Hitler, God forbid, wouldn't be in heaven. And you don't have to believe in heaven. And there's no hell. It doesn't work that way. There's no God. There is something that there's an energy force of which we are actually a part. And the end goal is to, I think it's to go back into that energy source because that's what keeps us going. We are from that. And you can call it God if you want, but it is definitely an it. And while it wants to know what life here is, it doesn't care if we get blown up,
We'll
or the
have to leave about
Holocaust.
a half hour.
Okay, that was my husband. Um, so I'll make sure I end this in about 10 minutes. Um, anyway, if you should want to talk to them, and I think it's great. I really think it's great because you can, well, especially when you're old, because people die. I'm 77. A lot of people I've known and liked and friends have died. Um, the ones who are still alive are find it difficult to get around. Um, None of us can drive at night because you just don't see the same way. I've had cataracts; they're done, but you don't. You really the glare is tremendous, and you just don't see it well. So if you're young and your grandparents are asking you to come and get them, I can't say go and get them, but just understand it's really hard to drive when you're old. You know, I had this cousin in Waltham, Massachusetts, and my other cousin, his sister, was saying, "Don't drive with him. Don't ride with him." I think he was 99, and he was still driving. We did drive with him, and it was fine, but I don't know. I guess it wasn't fine when she did. That's just how it is. Um, anyway, so my father basically sits on my lap when I'm driving, and I know that he's there, but not in the way that it's different. It's like because it's oh no, but she's she is always uh, shedding. Oh, I can't stand it. Gets on my nose. Ugh. All right, I'm getting stuff. Oh shit! I knocked down stuff too. Um, if you want to know more, if you have questions, just ask me. Just write to me on here or at spiritsbyjaynee@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to tell you. I do readings, and they're relatively expensive, but you can pay what you can afford. So I don't want to make it a financial hardship. That's ridiculous. I'm retired. If I can't afford to buy orange juice, then I'll tell you. Um, no, really, the business um, with spirits is just great because they're there with you. I mean, if you're very close with your mom, she passes away, you can still talk to her. She's still there. The only thing is, you don't have a way to communicate with her, but you actually do. The one of the big problems is it sounds like you yourself is talking to you, and it's really hard to accept that that's them. It's not you. If you have to wait until you hear something that you know is not you, well, it will happen, and then you will know. That's the kind of thing that doesn't happen that much because you are interpreting what they do is they communicate by mind to mind. They're not telling you in English. That's why, or Spanish. That's why you can talk to anybody. I talked to Napoleon. Um, he doesn't speak English. Well, of course he's a spirit. Um, I talked to Queen Elizabeth the First. Um, they don't speak English, but they're talking through telepathy, and you are interpreting it. So it's going to be your words. It's in your mind, but we're not used to telepathy. We don't usually do it, and I don't even know how it feels. I do it, but I don't know. Once in a while, it's a surprise. Like they'll do something and you'll feel it. My grandmother once held my face and gave me a kiss. I felt that, but it's not like feeling physical, something physical. Napoleon kissed me on both cheeks. I felt that, but it was also the same thing. Not It's not in our dimension. So we're doing something that's really different. Um, what else? I don't know. I gotta fix my hair. We are going to go out. We missed my birthday. Well, we didn't really miss it. Um, I can't even remember what we did. I think, oh yeah, our daughter made a big dinner. Um, I don't know, but we were going to go out, and I didn't feel well, and so we didn't. And this is the time we're going to finally go. Um, I was 77, and that's like not a big deal. You're really the same from 75 to 80. There are big birthdays, 70, 75, 80, um, and lots of people are in great shape. As it happens, um, my husband is not. He's not in good shape at all. Our dog is, she's got cancer, and she's now staying with our daughter, granddaughter, and son-in-law because I was tripping over her. Not good. Old people do badly when they fall. Okay, I would love to hear from you. Anything you say is just much loved. Again, you can reach me at spiritsbyjaynee@gmail.com or here. I have, I don't know, I probably have at least 100 videos on various things. I will put this in one of the, what do you call it? One of the playlists. I don't know what to call it. It's just me. I'm talking about spirits, how to talk to spirits. So let me see what you wrote, and then I'll go. Let's see. Uh, who's grandma? What is that? Somebody left me something really funny. Um, yeah, you know, uh, no, little kids are fabulous. Don't I mean? Yeah, I have one granddaughter's 3, and then another one is 2. They're just, I mean, they don't have to do anything. In fact, what they do is they like their grandmother to just sit there. I don't do anything. I look at my phone, and they're playing Barbies, or sort of, and they just want you there. But tomorrow I go see my almost 8-year-old granddaughter. We draw together because I really am an artist, and I'm not sure if there's a link. There might be a link on my website that's not up yet, but it should be up this week. Okay. Thank you again for being here. I just love you. I love doing this. Have a good night. Good night, kiddos. Trying to get it off, but there it goes.